What's up, Mountain Toughers? Coach Bigham here again. I got Dara, Jake, and Chris. We're fixing to get after the conventional deadlift. We're gonna look at some of your strengths and weaknesses here. We're gonna do the same thing we did on the squat, some video analysis, identify those, and then give you some prescriptions so you can correct those deficiencies. Let's go, Jake. I want you to jump up to the bar for me. We're gonna do 3 reps here. And again, give me just a second. We're gonna go with our side angle again on the video. I want you to just do 3 reps at your own pace. Good job, Jake. Excellent. All right, relax. Y'all bring it in over here. Let's take a look at a couple things here. Overall, not bad, Jake. Now remember, Mountain Toughers, we're gonna focus on the side angle with our deadlifts. That's gonna allow us to determine, 1, is there a hip hinge? 2, are we properly braced? And 3, is the bar path staying vertical to our shins throughout the entire movement? Because that's what we want on a conventional deadlift. So let's take a look here at your setup here. First and foremost, let's draw a couple lines, give you a couple reference points. Then I'm gonna give you kind of where your head and eyes are. Overall, not too bad a position for start position. Not too bad. Let's take a look. I'm gonna clear this off. And let's take a look as we start to move, okay? If you notice when you go to move, your hips are moving, trying to build tension in the system, because remember, our conventional deadlift is going after the hamstring, glutes, and adductors. Off the floor, it's a push. The push is with your quadriceps off the floor. So you're trying to get that prime position. So if you notice that you're moving at the bottom, the hips move, the bar never moves. That's what we call slack in the system. We can't have slack in the system if we really want to move some decent loads that strengthen our posterior chain. So as you can see right here, I'm going to give you a couple little simple areas that we want to focus on. And when I draw that hip greater trochanter or the barbell needs to move in 1 unit. If this bar moves a centimeter off the ground, your hip needs to move a centimeter. And you'll notice when I move this now, it's going to allow it to the hips to get ahead of the bar. So let's talk about some things and some exercises we can get after that will really help this. So first and foremost, I want you to set up again in your position, Jake. Go ahead and set up in your deadlift. What we call this technique, if you got somebody you're training with, this is a perfect exercise and really helping the push. Remember I said it's a push off the ground. It's quad dominant. I'm going to take the base of my hand, place it in the small of his back, and generate a little bit of pressure so that now Jake can push before he pulls. So I want you to go ahead and do a couple reps. Good. You'll notice he's trying to find space. And then when he finds it, how does the weight feel? It feels super light when you get those legs driving off the floor. So that's the first drill I'd want you to do if you've got somebody you're working with. If you don't have somebody you're working with, go ahead and grab that kettlebell for me. Like for all our males to stay around 40 to 50 pounds or 20 to 24 kilos. And then our females would normally be around 15 to 20 kilos max. We're going to put the band on a right foot. We always want to go in the middle because we got to have an active foot. We're going to go across the body. This is about 30 pounds of tensile strength. We're going to secure that kettlebell with our right hand. You're going to go ahead and stand up first. Now what I want you to do is hip hinge like you're doing a deadlift, slight soft knee, and I want you to just come down and raise this opposite leg up off the ground. There we go. Remember, we're looking to maintain a good base position and go ahead and come up. Again, this protocol will be about 3 to 5 reps as part of your warm-up set in between some of your deadlifts so you can learn to recruit a good bit of leg drive and a good bit of stability through the core. Great job right there. All right, go ahead and relax for me. Good work, Jake. All right, let's jump in, Chris. I'm going to take a look at yours, Chris. I want to see your deadlift. Give me just a second. Let me get set up right here on my camera. And remember, Mountain Toughers, a simple iPhone, simple iPad, place it on the side. You can set it on the ground with a dumbbell or a kettlebell or on a bench. Give yourself this side angle so you can run this assessment on yourself. All right, 3 reps whenever you're ready, Chris. Good. Looking strong. Good job, Chris. One more. Excellent. All right, y'all bring it in. Let's take a little deep dive here, Chris, see what we got. So remember, they call it a deadlift for a reason. We want the bar to always start from a dead. You do not want to be bouncing reps in between. You're messing up your start position. That's not going to give you the sets and reps that you need. So now, looking at your start position here, Chris, let's draw a couple little reference lines here, kind of see where we're at. I'm going to bring you back just a little bit. I'm going to kind of give you a snapshot of what it looks like for your overall distance. So what we're looking for here is between 20 and 30 degrees of our back angle in relation to the floor. You're sitting at 28, so that's a pretty optimal position. So no big issue right there on that piece. Let's clear this off. Let's take a look at you coming off the floor. Okay, when we look at coming off the floor, we want the bar path to stay vertical, tight to the body. Remember, this is a vertical movement, so we want the bar the entire time to stay on that line throughout the entire range of motion. I'm going to reset that and get you another line just because my line was just a little bit off kilter. So we'll have you go again. See how it's going up and back? You're moving an S. The bar path is not straight. For us to get a straight bar path, we've got to turn the lats on. So I've got a great drill for you here, Chris, that you can go ahead and start working in. And I want you to try that out for me. What I call this is, and I like to use double bands. This gives us about 70 pounds of tensile strength for Chris to be able to run this drill. What we like to do is have the bar perpendicular to the band tensile strength. So we have to kind of wiggle that around and line that up a little bit where we want it to go so it's relatively straight. What, Chris, you're going to do is you're going to secure the barbell. You're going to pull it back until we got some good tensile strength in the band. The key we're looking for is to get the lats turned on, get the back in an upper back position turned on properly so that he can keep the bar tight to the body throughout the range of motion. We got to have enough tensile strength that it pulls the athlete out of position. If I give him a super light band here, he's not going to get that stimuli. I want the stimuli here in those lats. All right, Chris, let's pull it up against your shin. Give me a good brace. Push hard through the knees. Keep those arms straight and stand up. Good. You got to stay tight or you ain't going to be in a position. There we go. Good job. Again, one more rep. Nice and tight. Keep those lats turned on. Great job. All right, set the bar down. Did you feel that lat engagement there? Yeah. That's what we want. If you are actively engaging your lats during your deadlift, you're going to protect your back, okay? Outstanding mountain toughers. We're going to take a look at there's deadlift now. We want to kind of see how she looks when she's setting up with the conventional deadlift. Go ahead, give me 3 reps at your pace, Dara. Great job. Good. One more. Solid. All right, y'all bring it in. Let's take a look here. It's a lot of things, remember, mountain toughers, we can look at from the side, but for the deadlift, there's only 4 things, okay? It's a hip hinge, it's active feet, okay? That means we got to have a brace and active feet, and then we got to have the grip involved, okay? So we're looking at 4 simple things here, and what we're looking here for, from your standpoint, let's just bring this out a little bit. Let's get a couple reference lines here. I'm going to get you back into your start position. All right, not bad, okay? We are a little high with the hip than I would like to be. If you notice, your hip angle in relation to your knee is pretty high. So what we got to do is really tighten up your brace a little bit because your pelvic girdle is trying to find stability. So this exercise I'm about to get you to do here, Dara, is a great exercise to get after that. And I call it the modified Superman for the deadlift or even for a clean. So what I'm going to have you do is start down in the relaxed position on the bottom. We're going to start with thoracic extension first because a deadlift needs to start with chest up in a nice tall position. So I'm going to have you come up. From there, I'm going to have you squeeze glutes and lift your legs, and then we're going to brace. Remember, when we brace, we breathe through the nose. We make that 360 degrees. We're going to hold for 1 count, then we're going to relax. We're going to do up to 10 reps of these in between. Go ahead and give me another one. And if I'm checking it, I'm making sure she can actually hold her body weight on her core that's braced. One more time. Good, relax. Let's get back in and set up on the deadlift. I want to see how that looks post. I want you to think about that same setup. High chest, okay? I want you to really brace, and then I want you to really be active with your glutes and hamstrings down in the bottom, okay? Great job. Again. Great job. One more. Good. All right, relax. Excellent work. So as you can see, we looked at 3 different key things from all 3 athletes. We looked at aspects of, our hip hinge and our brace. We've got to be brace solid. We've got to have a solid brace with our hip hinge. We've also got to have that upper back engaged. We have to focus on the lats. The lats is the biggest muscle on our back, and we got to recruit it. And then lastly, we took a look at maybe if our hip angle is not in the right position, maybe we're missing leg drive off the ground. Remember simple drills like blocking the hip, Superman's modified, and simple banded perpendicular deadlifts. That's what you got to do, Mountain Toughers. Get that phone out, video a couple of your lifts, this deadlift, and really look at what is my deficiency. Apply these simple exercises, and that deficiency becomes a strength, which makes you be more lethal in the mountains when it comes to carrying your packs out.